Okay, it's Tim from We Paddle here, just doing a bit of a paddle today out to Portlock, and the point where you go around in the Molokai race, where you come around, you've gone along China Wall a little bit, or maybe you haven't gone along China Wall, you've come to the point and you're going straight into the bay where it's 2 or 3 k's to the end of the race. You can see the point to the end there on my right, and just in front of me here, right here, you can't see it so well where my paddle's pointing. From right there where my paddle's pointing, you can see those little waves for me. That's the reef. Now, that's the reef that a lot of people have come a cropper on. So there's 2 choices out here. For those who are not experienced, I highly recommend you go around the point and you stay high, so you don't come in on a 45-degree angle. You stay high, you go around the reef about 150 meters. You'll know it on a big swell. Get clear, get out into the channel, then start heading down towards the channel markers. There is an option for really experienced paddlers. When you go around that point, you take a sharp left, and so, okay, you can see the reef there. Right there, it's breaking. Inside, closer to the rocks from the reef, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a couple of 3 surfers out where my paddle's pointing. You can, basically, some paddlers will go right next to the rocks, but sometimes that channel between the reef here and the rocks closes out. For example, last year, that channel closed out, and yesterday it was closing out a little bit on the sets. And so what can happen is you'll get a wave, and if it starts to close out, you can only go along that area where the rocks are there for about 150, maybe a couple hundred meters. If I face down here, you get to a certain point, probably about where I'm facing, where my paddle is, and then you have to get off the wave and go sharp left, and you end up going sharp left out towards the channel. Whereas if you kept going down, it might look like it's a shortcut, but you're going to be on reef the whole way and you'll knock your rudder off. Probably on a lower tide, you'll run your ski into the reef, and it's not fun. People have broken their skis on this reef here and down there. Yesterday in the race, I went round the point, caught a wave, ran it down, and it broke pretty heavily. And I basically had to outrun the whitewater, and by the time the whitewater had run out, I ended up overshooting the marker where you've got to head left, and I then had to paddle down onto the rocks, turn my ski around, and then punch back out through a few waves, then head right, because I'm heading back out to sea, along through the channel. So there's some little posts down there, you can't see them, but there's about 3 or 4 posts that mark where the bottom reef is. So you've got a reef here, then you've got another reef down there. If you go past those posts, you're on the reef, and you're going to have troubles if it's a day with a bit of wave. So really, if you're in doubt, go around the point and keep heading out. Don't head 45-degree angle left, keep heading out, sort of round the point, straight out across into the bay, then you head left. Sorry, you head right, 45-degree right. Excuse me, getting my left and right's all out of whack, facing the wrong way. So you head right, you don't head 45-degree right, you keep going straight across. Once you're about 150 meters across, past this reef in front of me, then you can head in towards the channel marker. You might see some of the more adventurous people, the more experienced people, catch a wave off the point, but there you go, you can see a wave breaking out, there's a surfer on it. That's the wave you can catch, but all I can say is if you haven't done it before, don't do it in the race. I'm sure I'm going to get a few comments about getting my left and rights out of whack, so anyway, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea. It's hard to show you, but there you go.